So we would start where Alicia's come to Blackthorn City to give Ash back Houndoom, but she had came in person rather than transporting Houndoom back to Ash, but via PC. She hasn't told Ash why, but she just came. She would stand there with Ninetales holding a mysterious egg, which would have the intrigue of everyone there, other than Ninetales and Houndoom, and herself. She'll we're going to give the egg to Ash and would explain that that egg is is the child of Houndoom and Ninetales, and that Ninetales laid another egg, but she kept it for herself. And she decided that since Houndoom was going away, that it should have the other egg. But Ash would look at the egg and he would make the decision that he didn't want it, and would call over his friend Flannery and would give the egg to her. Flannery would say no, that the egg wasn't really hers, but after a bit of convincing, she would take it. She would thank Ash for the gift, and after that, Ash would ask Houndoom to train with him. He would say, I want to see how strong you've got from all your training, so hit me with your strongest fire blast. Houndoom would launch the powerful fire type attack, and it will burn Ash to a crisp. But he would recover quickly, and then he would see Claire arrive and would say, Hey cousin, how are you doing? Everyone would look shocked and say, Wait, this is your cousin? And Claire would say, yes, she used to be a dragon type trainer, but when she discovered fire types, she left the entire topic of dragons alone. And as you can see, she looks nothing like me because she looks like she looks like my uncle, who looks nothing like me. I should say, well, yeah, I can't notice a family resemblance. And Houndoom would be intrigued with Claire, but after that, they'll make their way to the Silver Conference, where Ash would meet his two rivals, Jonathan and Brandon, who would be there. Ash would greet Jonathan and say, it's been a while. He would say, oh Ash, this time I'm going to beat you. I've trained. I've became stronger than before. You can't possibly win this time. And Ash would say, we'll see about that. And he would say, oh, hello, Ash, how are you doing? And Ash would say, oh, I'm fine. And Brandon would ask Ash, yeah, Ash, do you think you're going to win the league this time? And Ash would say, of course I will. I'm invincible. My Pokemon are so powerful. I didn't even need to train for the league or prepare for anyone. I'm so strong I can breeze through that league even better than last time. Brandon would notice Ash's overconfidence but would keep quiet. Jonathan would decide that he wanted to go and prepare for the league and would leave the two rivals there. Brandon would say, Ash, are you sure? There's still a bit of time. You can still train a bit. But Ash would say, no, I don't need it. I'm so powerful, I don't even need training. I'm not the same trainer I was back in Hoenn. I'm far stronger than I was last time. And I'll beat you with ease this time, Brandon. Brandon would say, right, Ash, we'll see about that. And then Ash would say, Harrison, it's you. And Brandon would turn around and they would see Harrison with his Houndoom. And Ash would say, it's been a long time. And in this timeline, Ash knew Harrison and was good friends with him. Harrison would say, "Oh yes, it has been, Ash. How have you been doing?" Ash would say, "Great. What about you?" Ash would say, "Well, yeah, I've been doing great as well. My adventures have been cool." And Brandon would say, "Oh wow, you seem to be a very powerful trainer. I'd like to battle you in the league." And Ash would say, "Same, I'd like to battle you. I can't wait to see how strong you are." And Ash would say, "Yeah, we'll see." And a backstory for, and then Brandon would leave, saying that he had to go prepare for the league. Ash would stand there mesmerized because Harrison was also his idol. Ash and Harrison would talk about their adventures and their journeys. And there's a backstory for the relationship. Ever since Ash was young, he looked up to Harrison. Harrison was like a big brother figure to Ash that he never had. Ash remembered the day where Harrison left Little Root Town. Ash was there to see him off. He had asked Harrison which tower he'd chosen. He'd show Ash Tall Chick. Ash would be mesmerized at Harrison, and he would be happy that his idol would leave. And he would want to leave with Harrison, but would know that he can't. Harrison would say, "Ash, one day, we'll battle, and we'll meet again, and I can't wait for that day." And Ash would say, "Yeah, can't wait too, Harrison. I'll see you in the big leagues one day." And both trainers would and two friends would shake their hands. And Ash, flashing back to the present, would say, "Oh, Harrison, did you win?" "Oh, Harrison, yeah. I saw your Hoenn League match on TV all those years ago. You almost won, but you lost to a certain trainer over there." And Harrison would say, "Yeah. It was very powerful. I almost beat him, but he caught me off guard." And Ash would say, "Did you see on TV? I won the Hoenn League. Ha ha, yeah. It was so cool." And Ash would say, "Yeah, I saw, Ash. I was filled with pride and happiness when I saw you up there. Even though you were all grown up, I still recognized you." Ash would say, and Ash would say, "Oh yeah, thanks. And what are you doing here in Johto?" And Harrison would say, after he lost the Hoenn League, he spent many years training and sharpening his skills with Blaziken and the others. And I should say, "Blaziken, your Torchic evolved," and he would say, "Yes." He sharpened his skills for many years until, when he heard of the Johto region, he set off to go and venture all around it. I should say, "Wow, amazing. Seems very interesting." And Harrison would ask how for Ash's adventure. Ash would say that he started his adventure and he did a lot of training and he won the Hoenn League. And after winning the Hoenn League, he departed for he took a little break and then he learned about Johto and left for Johto. And now he's here now after earning all of Johto's 8 badges. Harrison would say, "Wow, I guess it's about time for us to go and battle and match up and battle people. See you later, Ash." And Ash would say, "See you later, Harrison." Then Ash would match up with Salvador and his Forest. And Ash would use Linoon that he got back from Professor Birch. This would be the battle between Gen 2's HM Slave versus Gen 3's HM Slave. But the stronger Pokemon would prove to be Linoon. And Linoon would easily defeat its counterpart. After that, Vincent would battle Ash and Ash would use Linoon. Lanu would defeat the shiny Magneton. But the shiny Magneton would have done a lot of damage to Lanu with a few thunderbolts. After that, he would send in his Azumarill. Azumarill would be able to overwhelm Lanu because it had weakened Lanu, because Lanu was weakened from earlier. After that, Ash would send in Houndoom, would be able, despite the type advantage, be able to overwhelm its water type counterpart. After that, Ash would send in his final Pokemon, Meganium. Meganium would be very powerful. But despite the type disadvantage, Meganium would be able to hold up against Houndoom. His spell would be long and hard, but the type advantage that Houndoom had would eventually give it the advantage, and it would finish off Meganium with a Fire Blast. After that, both trainers would shake hands and greet each other, and then the whole Macy business would go the same, and then Ash would battle her. Lanu would lead against Slagmar, and it would seem that Lanu didn't overwhelm Slagmar, but it would evolve mid-battle into Magcargo. It would put up a decent fight, but the damage sustained prior as a Slugma would have easily made it to faint right after its evolution, similar to how Ash's Incineroar fainted right after its evolution. After that, she would send in her Electabuzz. Electabuzz would be able to match Linoon, if not surpassing it. This battle will be very even. Then there'll be a clash between Slash and Thunder Punch, which would knock out both Pokemon. After that, Ash would send in his fully evolved Typhlosion. Meanwhile, Macy would send in her puny Quilava. This battle would be too easy for the fully evolved Typhlosion. It would be manhandling its unevolved counterpart. Quilava would be able to get off a single thing. The battle will be very brutal. But then, from sheer determination, Quilava would evolve and it would match Typhlosion in power, but it was too late because it was already weakened from the prior hits from Typhlosion, when it was a Quilava and was quickly defeated by the more experienced and powerful Typhlosion. After that, Macy would shake Ash's hand and would tell him to go and do well in the league. Ash would say, yeah,